This is the Coronation Podcast.
Welcome to Legacy Matters by Coronation Conversations, the podcast where we talk about the plans and choices that shape the future. I am Damilola Yusuf, a trust advisor at Coronation Trustees, and I'll be your host for today. So today we'll be diving into one of the most important topics and investment that any parent or guardian can make, which is securing a child's future through education, right? So education is often called, the greatest gift you can give a child, but thinking about it deeply, when you think about rising costs and the uncertainties of life, you would, sit back and be like, oh, how do parents, ensure that their child's academic journey is financially protected? And this is why we have an education trust. So it goes beyond just simply putting money aside for your kids. It's about creating a plan that gives your child consistent access to education, regardless of life's uncertainties. Joining me today to explore this subject is Maria Azomta, a trust advisor at Coronation Trustees. Maria, it's a pleasure to have you on here.
The pleasure is all mine, Dami. I'm really excited to explore this very important subject with you. Those listening in on this podcast would want to gain insights on how our education trust products can really secure the future of their children.
All right, thank you so much, Maria. I believe many parents hear the phrase education trust, but may not know exactly what it means. Could you explain the concept of education trust, in simple terms, such that a layman can understand?
Of course, Dami, of course. An education trust is essentially a financial plan that allows parents or guardians set money aside in a structured and protected way, and emphasis on structured and protected way for the education of their child. Now, think of it this way. It is the parents trying to secure a pot dedicated to the school fees and school-related expenses of their children. Now, these funds would be managed professionally by trustees, such as Coronation Trustees Limited, and will be disbursed, meaning that it will be used specifically according to the instructions that these parents set for us. And no matter what happens tomorrow, no matter the uncertainties of life, your child's future and your child's education is still guarded.
I must say that sounds reassuring, but let's be honest, as a parent, right? Why should I create a trust, an education trust for my child, when I can just put money aside in my bank account towards my child's education? Could you explain the benefits of creating a trust as opposed to saving money in my bank account?
Well, saving, very helpful, I must say, but it doesn't always guarantee discipline protection. Life happens, as I earlier mentioned. Tomorrow is not sure, so how then do you protect your child from the uncertainties of tomorrow? Family disputes can happen. There can be disarray. With an education trust, the funds are reinforced. They cannot be diverted, neither can they be mismanaged. They will be professionally handled and managed to ensure that the funds are secure, that they are safeguarded, and make sure that they are efficiently taxed so that it gives the parents peace of mind that the education of their child will never be compromised.
I like the way you put it, ring fenced, right? So it really means that a child education trust will work for people that are not so disciplined, because that way it's like a special purpose savings, or should I call it an investment, where people that don't have the discipline to save for a particular purpose can leverage on the benefits of, a trust, right? So can you tell me the practical benefits you have seen parents enjoy when they set up an education trust? So why should I set up a trust and put in money? Like, how does it benefit me as a parent when I can just, pay the school fees as time goes?
Okay, so there are various ways actually, or several benefits, so to speak. So the first is predictability. Parents don't have to scramble around for funds needed to settle school fees or school-related expenses. Everything is planned out. Everything is taken care of by the trustees. Secondly, it reduces financial strain on parents. How do I mean? Large payments or contributions can be spread out in a way that it suits the family. It gives the child stability in school, knowing fully well that the school fees are being paid, structured to be paid accordingly. So they can focus on learning, and while the parents focus on providing guidance for the children without necessarily trying to look for where the next school fee is coming from or where the next funds to offset a school-related expense is coming from. And then finally, it creates the confidence for the future. Whether you're around or whether you may have the funds for it, there is always an instruction that ensures your child's education is uninterrupted. That is a sum up of the benefits. I mean, the benefits are inexhaustible, but this is how I choose to sum it up for our listeners so that it can be very clear what our education trust products can do for them and their children's future.
All right, so just reiterating what you said, you mentioned predictability, right? Parents don't have to worry about last minute payments or scrambling for fees. I think that's quite a good one, right? You also mentioned stability for the children, because some persons growing up, would say, oh, at a certain point in time they were chased for school fees, and I can imagine how disorienting that would be for the child, right? So that's really a good one. And also you mentioned that it reduces financial strain, so you can plan ahead. That's amazing. So I would like to ask that, does a child education trust, does it cover all stages of a child's education from their primary stages to secondary to university education, or it just covers like a certain stage of the child's education? Could you throw more light on this?
Absolutely, Danny. An education trust can cover nursery straight up to postgraduate studies if there is a plan. It is flexible enough to be tailored specifically to the family's goals.
Thank you, Maria. So parents listening might be wondering that, this child education trust that we've been talking about, is it only for wealthy families, right? Or can the average parent also set up a child education trust? Could you explain this in further detail?
That is the beauty of our education trust product. It speaks to everyone. It is for everyone. I mean, we hear all these statements and these assumptions, and there are very big misconceptions about the whole idea of our education trust product. Our education trust is not just about or for the wealthy, so to speak. It is the intentionality of the parents trying to give their child the best. It is the parents trying to be intentional about the future of their children. So our education product speaks to whether you're a young parent that is just starting out or you're a family with significant resources. It doesn't matter. The main purpose is to secure the education of the child, and that is why we work with these families to design something practical, sustainable, and something that speaks and aligns with their financial capabilities.
That's quite encouraging. Before we wrap up, could you share one final thought with our listening parents today?
Of course. I mean, we've said a lot, and it will be a lot to grasp in for those listening. So yes, my advice is this. Don't wait until the next school fees becomes a source of anxiety. I mean, there's already enough anxiety in our country today, and we can't allow the education of your child be one of it. So since education is one of the greatest gifts you can give your children, putting a structure in place today ensures that gift is secured. Now, an education trust would allow you to do that. Most especially, Coronation Trustees Education Trust would allow you to plan with confidence, protect your child's future, and as a parent, for you to have peace of mind along the way.
Thank you very much, Maria. That was such an insightful and a reassuring advice for our listeners.
You're welcome.
To our listeners, we hope you found today's conversation very helpful. Remember, planning for your child's education is not something to, shove aside or push aside like, oh, when they grow up, we'll sort it out, or we'll sort it as time goes. It's a step that you can take today to remove tomorrow's worries. If you'd like to learn more about setting up an education trust, please visit trustees.coronation.ng or reach out to us at trustee@coronationt.com, or you can reach us on 090-7408-3213, and we'll be more than delighted to guide you through the process. I am Damilola Yusuf, and this has been Legacy Matters. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. And until next time, keep planning today for a better tomorrow. Bye.
This has been the Coronation Podcast. Thank you for